Assalamu alaikum, Gina, Burgard. First of all, thank you very much for accepting our proposal for an interview. And my first question is about your project and goals and why you do it.
So the project here in Uzbekistan, which is implemented by GIZ, has the aim to improve the usage of GSP Plus here in Uzbekistan, but especially also to improve the adherence to the conventions, the social and environmental conventions that come with the GSP Plus status. So what we are doing is that we are working with different stakeholders, one of them being journalists, one of them being civil society, and one of them being, of course, also the private sector. And we try to do some capacity building about GSP Plus, but also the conventions and what is needed in order to adhere to them, so that they then can also contribute to the adherence of the conventions, but also, of course, voice it in the society. And that's basically the aim. And the project is part of two projects, one of them being here implemented in Uzbekistan and working on sustainable cotton and textile processing. And the other one is a project which is based in Germany and is working in general on trade issues and trade for development. And so together we implement this GIZ project here in Uzbekistan, and we hope to have a lot of capacity building in this regard and help Uzbekistan with the implementation of the conventions.
My next question is about the project and this scheme. How are they related to each other?
Our project here in Uzbekistan, which is called Sustainability and Value Added in the Cotton Economy, is implemented along the whole supply chain of the textile supply chain, of the cotton supply chain. And we try to support sustainable production of cotton, so sustainable cultivation methods, but also sustainable processing, and then also the export of sustainable products to Europe. And that is why we are also supporting GSP Plus and the implementation of the conventions, because we think it is a vital, very important issue in order to increase the exports to Europe and in order to also make the whole supply chain here then more sustainable, create new jobs, and thus help the industry to bring more prosperity also to Uzbekistan.
And Joanna, Möst, would you tell more about your responsibilities and your expectations from the project, especially GSP Plus?
At the beginning of the component, we found out that there's only little information on GSP Plus in Uzbekistan, and we thought that this is something that needs to be changed because a lot of people can actually benefit from this scheme. From our project perspective, textile companies will be very profitable for them to use the GSP scheme or GSP Plus scheme to export their textile products to the European market. In terms of export in general, the European market is quite new to Uzbekistan, since the whole industry has only started a couple of years ago and is still building up. And exporting to the European market will promise producers from Uzbekistan long-term relationships, good clients, and also the possibility to improve their products and have them on a really high standard. And I would say it's generally that we would expect that it's more possible or better possible for textile companies in Uzbekistan to produce products that are environmentally and socially more responsible, so sticking to environmental and social standards along the whole supply chain from production up until processing and even export. And so we expect this project to raise awareness about the responsibility for the producers themselves, but also that people know more about it in general, and that the lack of knowledge is less than we found it at the beginning of the project.